Well, here we have reported footage of a Ukrainian ATACMS missile hitting the Kursk region of Russia. That was yesterday or last night. There it is. And that was one of about 10 fired into Kursk, Russia, I guess. I don't know how many got through, but at least that one did. Nonetheless, as Russia continues to tell the West to knock it off, the West continues to escalate. So here we go. We'll just get into it like we always do. We'll start over at Hal Turner and his covert intel that just came out last night. Here we go. As of this evening, Saturday, November 23rd, 2024, the U.S. has placed its strategic nuclear submarines on high alert. The U.S. Department of Defense has upgraded its nuclear deterrence strategy. As part of it, the readiness of Ohio-class strategic nuclear submarines with Trident II intercontinental ballistic missiles has been increased. And development of the B-61-13 freefall bomb has been surged, or i.e. accelerated. So like Hal says here in his remarks, I can not even begin to tell you how big of a deal this is. The United States simply has never upgraded its nuclear deterrence posture. Even during the attacks of 9/11, when we actually went to DEFCON 2, we still didn't adjust our nuclear deterrence posture. Tonight we have. That was last night, of course. So there we are. It just keeps accelerating from here, guys. This is worldwide Armageddon. And now that Ukraine has fired more long-range U.S. missiles into Russia, you know that the next step or retaliation from Russia is coming. And you just have to wonder when it's going nuclear. Well, we know this is on the target. We've talked about this before, but now it's on mainstream. Russia aims to wipe out U.S. missile base. This is the one in Poland I was telling you about, where they just installed these missile launchers. And they just inaugurated it November 13th. It doesn't look like it's going to be around long. As Russia has announced, it has identified a U.S. military base housing missiles in Poland as a potential target. The Kremlin considers the military complex in the city of Radziskowo, near the Baltic Sea, to be a provocation, particularly after Washington recently authorized Ukraine to use its long-range ATACMS missiles against targets in Russia. The base, which was originally opened in 2009, was officially inaugurated this November as part of a broad air defense program by NATO in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And Maria Zakharova, the Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman, said that this is another frankly provocative step in a series of deeply disturbing actions by the Americans and their allies in the North Atlantic Alliance in the strategic sphere. She said this leads to undermining strategic stability, increasing strategic risk, and as a result, an increase in the overall level of nuclear danger. Indeed, it does. She's right. Like I said, we talked about this before, but now it's mainstream. And now we have the Russian ambassador warning the UK and the US that imminent World War III is on the way. Russia's ambassador to the UK, Andrei Kellen, said Britain's support for Ukraine could result in a collision between nuclear powers, following earlier warnings of a serious escalation. And of course, we've talked about these escalations being the long-range British Storm Shadow missiles that Britain's allowing Ukraine to use. And that's why they say World War III is now imminent. So he said this seriously escalates the situation and can lead to a collision between the nuclear powers. And this week, the Kremlin implied it was entitled to fire at military targets of those countries that allow their weapons to be used against our facilities. Indeed. And so they have, and they're going to continue to fire back. The question is, who's the next target? Let's go back to Hal Turner's website real quick, and I'll show you another article that gives a description of what it was like to be hit by one of these things. I'll click on this article if it will let me go there. There it goes. So messages from the Dnipro residents after the Russian ICBM strike. Messages have been coming in from people who reside in and near Dnipro, Ukraine, describing what it was like during and after the Russian ICBM attack. According to the messages, the Yuzhmash manufacturing plant was attacked. This was an industrial giant, the leader in rocket production in the former USSR. This plant manufactured many space and intercontinental missiles for the USSR. According to the messages, this Yuzhmash plant no longer exists. In its place, there is now just a mountain of dust. In addition to ground level workshops where attack drones and rocket engines were currently manufactured, the plant had extensive underground workshops where missiles were assembled from Western components, which were then stored and labeled Made in Ukraine. They say there were at least 3 subfloor levels beneath ground level, each about 6 meters high. Now all of this is gone. There's just a pile of dust and rubble. Other messages describe the impact, saying it was so strong that the apartment building several kilometers from the plant cracked. Now there's no water or heating in the entire city. All the pipelines that ran underground cracked and failed. Other residents say the explosion was like an earthquake. Everything was shaking. Furniture was falling in people's houses. Dishes were falling out of cupboards. Lastly, the messages confirm communications in houses are also out of order. All this from just one Russian ICBM missile without a nuclear warhead. It was just conventional this time, guys. Now imagine when it goes nuclear. So, it's all sitting on go. Ukraine is attacked with the long-range missiles once again. So now we know a Russian retaliation is coming. It's just a matter of, well, who do they strike? Is it going to be that base in Poland? Is it going to be a logistics center in Germany? Hard to say, but here's the target range of that new system that they're using. It's over on my Telegram account. So that's it for now. I'll keep my eyes on all this as always, but prayed up and prepped up at all times, guys. Prayed up first because that's the best preparation you can make. You don't know when your last day and your last breath is going to be. Could be right now. Could be tomorrow. You don't know. So make Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior today and get in that ark before it's too late. I know he's been calling to some of you and you've been ignoring it. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is here. Do it right now while there's still time. And don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com is home base for everything that we do. If you'd like to subscribe so you're notified every time I put up a new post, video, what have you, click the subscribe contact Johnny tab here. You just type in your email, click subscribe, and you're in. This is also at the bottom of every posting I put on the website. And here are the 2 email addresses to contact me and send me links, news stories, what have you. No, thank you guys for everything that you send. I don't always get a chance to respond to it, so forgive me for that, but I get so many, it's crazy. So, but please keep sending them. Please keep sending me links. Thank you for that. Channel support's right here. If you'd like to support us, keep us going, keep us on the air, click that tab, and all the links to do so are right here. And we thank you for that because without you guys, we don't stick around. Thank you for what you've done so far this month. And then you can find us on Rumble, BitChute, Telegram. Of course, you might be watching on YouTube right now, which we just got back. So I'll have to put that link back up here again. I didn't think we were going to get it back, but we did. So I'll put that link back up. But here are all the other places where you can find us on Telegram, Rumble, and on Substack. And that is it for now. Stay ready, guys. Head on a swivel. This could escalate really quickly at any moment. And now our nuclear submarines are on full high alert. God bless. Take care. Johnny Storm. Don't Speak News.